Whoops. I'm really excited to start this. Okay. So oh, we have a prawn suit. I'm excited about that so much, so much. It's been a bit, we did have an internet person come look at our internet today, so hopefully there won't be the excitement we had before of all the different stops and starts for the stream. Beyond that, yeah, we're accidentally growing a lantern fruit here. I don't want that. Well, we're gonna be stuck with that lantern fruit forever. We're good on food. Last time we did so much. We got, we found the Omega base. We got spy penglins. We learned that it's a very good chance that Sam's the one who detonated. That's my theory still. Detonated stuff. We have alien containment and exterior grow beds. Everything's great. Look at all this salt I can have now. We have a moon pool. Of all the lithium in the world. It's a great day. It's a really great day. Modification station, recyclotron, advanced wiring kit. So our big things are, do we want to try and finish the base and do some research? Which, yes, I do want. Because we're going to have a lot of research to do. Are we going to go ahead and continue looking for the Mercury? Which, yes, we are. Yes, we are. Hey, McKirsty, welcome. Why does your brain hurt? And we still have a few other places to be as well. So let's see, advanced wiring kit for that, just regular wiring kit. Oh, why is he being an idiot? What's he doing? Oh, we have no power, right. Okay. I wish I understood what that meant, but I don't. So, can you dumb that down to me like I'm 5 years old? I don't know what rim lighting is, and I don't know what emission values are, and I don't know why copying and pasting them would be a problem. Okay. Okay. I think that makes sense. That thing looks cursed. Yeah, you might have to fight him, honestly, if he keeps making cursed stuff. Let's see. Let's see, we no longer have the sea truck. It's at the other base, so we're just going around with the prawn suit right now. And that's fine by me, honestly. Move those over. I can only imagine what that looks like. I really can only imagine, and it sounds cursed. Gold, silver, ore, iron cube. Advanced wiring is what I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need a lot of silver and gold and copper. Good thing I have this drilling arm. Two more titanium. I'm gonna need lithium. Alright, well I'm prepared for that at least. Let's go ahead and stick the salt in here. Good, 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 good. We have some power. That's what I wanted. Gonna have to figure out the lithium. Alright, let's go to the moon pool. Silver right there. Excellent. Lithium also right there. Drill arm, I want. That's way more important right now because there's a whole bunch of titanium we can get right below us. It's not going to make too much difference, but... Okay. So we can take the drill arm off. Torpedo arm I don't need because we can just punch everything. Propulsion cannon, maybe? I don't know what torpedoes we would even have. We got to go back to the mining place. So let's see. Mining. Mining facility we got to investigate. We got to go look for the Mercury. And we've got the spy penglins. And I think I'm going to go with finding the Mercury first while we get base stuff. Then we'll go to the mining. And then finally we'll go up. Talk to Marguerite, hopefully. And then figure out what's up with the spy penglins. I want this. I'm gonna need another power room. I'm gonna need another multi-purpose room. Just to deal with all this. Access upgrades. It's pretty good for me. Storage. I don't know if that can grow anything. Spiral plant clipping can't go anywhere. Oof, I've got a lot for an ion battery again. I feel like I have enough of those. Let's see if I can plant some of these. Hey there. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Nope. Cannot put the pustules out. Oh, cool. Clippings can go in. Ribbon plants can go in. Pustules, not so much. That's okay. The spiral plants make me happy. The antenna fruit, less so. We are not. Oh. Nope. Inventory's too big for that. Diamond. Whew.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I haven't died yet, like after the first 2 times. I nearly drowned, but I don't get that game over, so we're still going strong. We're still going super, super strong. And I'm okay with it. Oof, I know what I want to do. Okay. I don't think the antenna plant's actually going to be able to be grown, but it's worth a shot. Nope, it was out in the ocean. So, recycle time. Gonna need a lot of glass. Still not a problem for me. I didn't want to do that yet. I don't want to be here. Yeah, I have not died more than 2 times, surprisingly. Very surprisingly. And happy Wednesday! Both to you, Sylvie Boy, and to you, Mr. Kersey. Surprise! I think that was the second time I died. Sounds a little familiar. That's what I'm thinking in my head. I don't have food. That's my issue right now. I need, like, a lot of fish. Yeah, 1 bladderfish is not going to help me. I'm going to need 2 bladderfish. But also Arctic peeper, which I think might be in my... Quite honestly, I think those might be in my sea truck. Alright. Other things I don't need. I don't have enough copper wire. I don't know what to tell you because I'm still on hardcore mode. As everyone's seen. Still on hardcore. Have had a lot of close encounters, but I haven't died a second time yet. Oh. Alright, we're gonna go mine. Well, hello. You know? Gonna get this delicious quartz that's right here. No, all good, all good. Look at this mesh. What other secrets does the ground hold that I can't see? Okay, I think that's it for that one. But I'm really, really happy with all of this. We've been good. We had a guy come look at our internet today, which I'm hoping will help us a lot. I'm hoping that this stream then won't be like in 10 parts like before, and that Chloe can stream in the morning. This morning we got woken up because we were waiting for our internet man, and we ended up getting a call on where we live. We have a bit of security, so we got somebody calling through the intercom system, and it turns out our neighbor hadn't woken up and wasn't there, and she was supposed to be ready to go to some sort of surgery. It wasn't clear what it was for, but they were calling me to make sure that she hadn't fallen. So Chloe and I got to let that her ride in, and I got to go check up on the neighbor to make sure everything was okay. And everything was absolutely fine, but it's one of those times you're just like, even if nothing happens with my internet, I'm glad that I got to wake up. I was awake and able to help my neighbor, even though she would have been fine without my help. I'm glad that we could let her ride in and she could wake up in time for her whatever surgery she was getting. It's one of those things. I didn't ask too many questions because I was there to make sure she was awake. She could get up. She could get to her ride. That's what was important for her. And then I came back and Chloe's just like, the internet man is here and he's looking around. I think technically he's a technician. This particular neighbor has been nothing but a sweetheart to us. She's given us food. She's helped welcome us to the community. She's showed us where everything is. It's been really, really nice to have her as a neighbor. So I'm glad that I could pay it forward to her in some way. Okay. Make glass. We're just gonna make a lot of glass. Fine. Right? What's this one? Booster tank. Yeah, no thanks. Don't want the booster tank. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, we've got the power cell, so I can uncouple that. Parallel processing unit is what we're gonna go for. Nuclear reactor I'm going to pass on. How do I make this poly something? Gold and hydrochloric acid made by young cotton anemones and salt deposits. Excellent. Free food is wonderful. I'm really it was really, really nice. And it wasn't
An aquarium
even...
just for looks, or your own personal sushi factory. You decide.
I don't have any quartz now. She gave us both, like, something she had made, and then she also gave us, bless her, just some raw food, like ground beef that she'd cooked up, and a few other things that were frozen. So it's like, hey, if you could use this, and it's not traditional, not traditional free food, but it was still very useful for us. We made, I can't cook. Chloe made, enchiladas. So it was a fun, you take, we take, like, give and take. Okay. Oh, no, don't want that. Creep vine is not what I wanted at all. That's what I wanted. Oh, my bad. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 2, 3. Good. Let there always be more of them. And I don't think I have any seed pods right yet. One day. Oh, thank you.
Captain.
I'm very lucky because before I met Chloe, I didn't know that we couldn't eat trash. And I should have more pride in myself, but no, I was just happy with trash food. And Chloe is like, no.
Vital signs stabilizing.
I didn't want to eat those, but whatever. Yeah. It's a nice good memory with neighbors, right? But that's the fun thing about, that's the fun thing is when you have a partner and things are going well. There are always those, you continue to make a bunch of positive memories. And things may not always go well, and that's okay. I'm more like, hey, Chloe's absolutely awesome. And I could wax on about for hours, and she's sleeping right now. So I can do it without like fear of retaliation, because she's very, very humble. But also, I'm also very glad that she taught me things like, hey, don't eat trash. Which I feel is very, very important. If I didn't have her, I think I'd be like Robin here in Subnautica, just continuing to work a lot. Exploring and traveling if I could. Let's see. Oof. 2 more of those to hatch. Okay. Let's go ahead and drop these off. It's a difficult... a difficult question because I love the partnership I have with Chloe. I love the relationship I have with Chloe. The only thing I'm unhappy with the life is that I wish I could do more for her. I wish that I was earning more money. I wish that I could spoil her silly. I'm quite content. And I absolutely love, yeah, I would say I love every day I have with her. No, no, no. I try to be realistic when I answer things. There are things about our life together that I wish we could improve, but not as individuals. Like, like I said, I wish I earned more money at my work and at my jobs. I wish... Let's see. Yep. Power stuff. You're welcome. You're welcome, you're welcome. I wish our cats were not butts and that they wouldn't puke in the middle of the night. I wish that my health was a lot better at times. But in terms of it being Chloe herself, no, I'm absolutely very... How do I say? I feel very, very lucky that she is my partner. Right? I don't think... Right, you're right. Life isn't perfect. And I don't think there ever can be everything amazing all the time. And Chloe and I have certainly had our ups and downs. And certainly had our discussions and a few fights. But we've also been together for years. It's completely normal. Like, it's very, very normal for us. That's what I was looking for. Okay, okay. Yeah, I do remember that. And sometimes we beat our, like... I know, you were beating yourself up, and I think, like, Chloe and I have too, where we thought that we've offended the other person, and we're up in our own heads about it, but it turns out, no, we were actually, like, the other person wasn't offended. Like, one time, Chloe was just sleepy, and I thought she was mad, and I was just apologizing all over myself. And nope, she wasn't mad. Wasn't mad at all. And when you talked about you fell asleep, I was like, oh, I wonder if this is kind of like... if this is a similar situation. Okay, I'm not gonna have power here for a while. So... let's give everything here a little bit of a chance to breathe, I guess. What's this one? Oh good, it's an ion battery. Flashlight is also going to be an ion battery now. And scanner. Guess what you are? That's right. Ion battery. I have had relationships like that. And sometimes I confess I was in my own head so much. I wasn't sure if I had done something or if the relationship was right. Waking hours pondering to yourself if you just... I really thought that I had done it a lot, and it's absolutely miserable when that situation occurs because you really do think you have ruined everything. And I'm really glad that with Chloe, I've never had to wonder because she and I are able to talk to each other. The one thing both of us wanted most was to be able to talk and communicate. So if one of us is curious, we always check in with the other to say, hey, did this... When I said this, was it okay? Are you okay? And then now we can do things like, hey, Chloe, I gotta go, like, make sure our neighbor hasn't fallen. Do you mind letting the driver in? Do you mind letting the internet man in? That is a struggle. That's a struggle. Chloe and I were in a long-distance relationship. I met her when I lived in Alaska. And look at all this quartz. That's going to be aquariums later. And so we had a long-distance relationship for about half a year. And it probably would have been longer, except COVID happened. And we knew that if we were going to be... We didn't know how long COVID was going to be. And how long shutdowns were being, because everything was closing down. So we decided we were going to... Hey, Lauren Taria, thank you. Thank you for the follow. Look at all these quartzes. She was really brave, and Chloe had never been on a plane before, and she decided to move in with me. And I think that's by far the bravest thing. But I think it's the most anyone has ever done in any relationship. For me. Is this copper or is this gold? I'm rich. It's copper. I'm so rich. All I can think right now is, oh, look at all the computer chips I'm gonna make. I'm gonna need to go... down to that big abyss place again. Oh, thank you. We had, so... No, it's basically her. She's basically a sweetie. She got on the plane to move with me. Hey, Mr. Kersey. And that was completely and totally awesome. It is so very useful. I don't even know what this is or if I can get out of here. I just went in the hole. So we're gonna have a good time. Oh boy, are we gonna have a good time, everybody. But I didn't even know I could punch leviathans till I got a prawn suit, so I'm excited. Oh no. Did you? Oh, there are things to jump on. Good, 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 good. Nice, Mr. Kersey. I've already scanned this. That checks out. I actually don't know. There is no exit. It's just one hole. Alright, Beacon, come back. I think I've seen the Shadow Leviathan, but I don't think I've killed it. Nope, not happy. Not happy with that. Okay, that's on me. I have not. I've not really been to the deepest place yet either. We're trying to find the Mercury a little bit. I saw a little of Deep Rock. Chloe actually plays that. I do not. Or she does when she has a computer. All I understand is that in Deep Rock Galactic right now, everyone has a rock pox. And I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound good. Oh, I'm still rich! Heck yeah. Come back to me, Copper. Okay. Let's keep going. Yeah, yes, yes, yes. Come on, Copper. No, I don't need to punch anything. Prawn suit, no. Prawn suit. Too strong, too strong. That's so much copper. Okay. That's what I want. Ooh, what is... Oh, silver. No. Come on, we can... Did we get it? I don't even know if we got it. I hope so. Ooh, nice! Nice, nice, nice! I'm glad you have something, even if it doesn't have... that's... I'm getting a bunch of messages all at once. I was not prepared. Yes, I'm going to punch the silver until it gets inside my prawn suit. That's how we do. What? I'm sorry it doesn't have mouth movements yet, but I am... What is... But I'm sure when it... Like, I'm sure it's great now, and I'm sure when it... When it does, it will be even better. I'm playing around with a few new, not models, but a few new systems myself. I'm looking forward to Vinian. Right now I use VC Face, and I'm looking to see what more I can do with Vinian, which would be a lot of fun. You gonna come at me, bro? I'm well behaved. I'm not high on power in my prawn suit. That has never happened. Let's go to what's this? This is not a place where I have killed a lot of your buddies before. I have not. I am still trying to find the last Mercury. I found it before with thrusters. But I haven't been able to find it since. So that's my last piece that I need. Okay. Oh, hey. I'm on land. I forgot I can go on land. That's cool. No. I'm out. I'm out. I don't like this. Well, hey, speak of the devil. Thanks, chat. Yes, you can. Not in the... Well, yes, technically. You can go on land in the first game, but it's not the same. You can... Here you can build. There's a lot of exploration, it looks like. But in the other game, it's... There's actually a lore piece about it that says... that said land isn't good for building because there are so many storms and whatnot. So here are my thrusters. Thank you. Thank you, Mercury. Where? Okay, you know what? Front bottom, okay. Okay, so you said front bottom and my auto mod caught it as if it was a sexual term. I don't want to know what the heck sexual term is that? Auto mod, what the heck? No, thank you, Automod. What the heck are you on? I'm apparently being super sus. Oh no, I got this one already. Okay. Because it would have been there, right? Yeah. Oh, I swear. Squid sharks. Yeah. That must be where it is then. I'm in a prawn suit, so I feel very invincible. That's why. Uh, regardless, I'm gonna go ahead and mark this. Rester's Mercury empty. And then I'll get back to my prawn suit. Fair. I have to... How do I say? I have to
Welcome aboard, Captain.
get that core thing, is what I'm looking for. So in order to get this test override module, I need the parallel processing unit. All 3 of them are in these different recs. I have 2 of 3 for that. Aromatherapy lamp. Yeah. Right, I need to find... I found the one, I think, of the lily pads. I gotta find another one. Hey, lithium. Okay. That's... Alright, I'll keep looking in the purple vents, because that's kind of what we're going for right now. We gotta get this to get to Marguerite. Or Maggie. And then we also gotta keep scanning stuff for Alan. He's kind of on the back burner. And yeah. I also need to find the entrance to the deep decks because I need the kyanite. Once there was cuteness here. Alright. Hello. This looks fine. This looks like the entrance to the deep. Okay, thank you. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna mark this as deep entrance real quick. I want to... Forgive me, I'm gonna check to make sure this is actually the entrance I want to go to. Or deep stuff. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. Oh, here's that lovely ravine. Here's another. It is not. It's a really big map, but it is not randomly generated, which isn't... It's supposed to be like northwest. But that was the thing. Really? You're gonna go for me again, dude? Hang on for a second, everyone. Gonna definitely repair. We're good, we're good. Things are only bitey. Oh, this is very deep. Usually I ignore the compass. Oh, thank you! Thank you, Mr. Kersey. Joke's on you, I prefer not to read a compass. I have been here. The entrance is... I I think on the left. Alright. One suit's gonna be fine. There it is. Flashlight's gonna be a little better for these tight quarters, hopefully. Ah! I am gonna need more power. I didn't want to do that. It's not gonna matter. 4, 5... That's our parallel processing unit. Awesome.
Now I just need to build the test override module. Then I can disable that satellite tower.
Thanks, Robin. It built a lot on the first game, and I can tell you about the lore of the first game, which is you're a janitor. Non-essentials cleaning specialist. And your job, your ship gets shot down, and you happen to luck out and be the only survivor. The planet is encased in a bacteria. You have to figure out a why. And in order to get off, you have to clean the planet of the bacteria. You also have to... I feel like the other area is also an entrance, but maybe not. Maybe this is the actual one. Yeah, I want to get to the crystal zone. I just want some crystal. Just 2 pieces. Just 2 small pieces. You also find out that there have been other ships who came before, and that there were aliens who came before, and you actually you end up working with a species of intelligent life. Everyone is surprised at the janitor. A sentient species asks for your help. They want to hatch their young. You want to get off the planet, so you work together to do so. It's a little less involved and direct than this. Is this something I can scan? Have I scanned it? I've already scanned it. Excellent. I do have my playthrough on my YouTube channel, which has the VODs. I do. I suppose you could, but then they would eat you. Their babies are in eggs, and always next to them, so it's not really feasible that you would kill them. Wait. Automod did not hide that. What do you mean? Opposite side of this thing? Like, I think I'm headed to the crystal zone? Okay, thank you. Am I gonna get out? That's my question. Yeah, I think so. I think I can get out. Yep. Good. Last time I don't want to kill the mom. The mom was awesome. Mom was like, do you want to get off this planet? And I'm like, yes. Dang. Mercury over here telling me. That's what I want, though.
Seek fluid intake.
Oh, thanks. I've gotten some of the kyanite before. I'm being a little hesitant because I know that Shadow Leviathan is around. I didn't see much of it last time. I'm just not... hear it. Doesn't make me happy. The story is the same no matter what you do. Oh, there it is. It is, it is. The idea is that the assumption is you want to get back to the home planet. We're good. That Leviathan is over that way, and we're over this way, stuck on a crystal, like a kebab. All I'm doing right now is slowly looking around to see if there are any crystals on the ground. I caught a bunch of them last time I was here. And we're gonna go in these little sections so that the big thing can't hurt us so much, right? If we are small... Oh, copper. Heck yeah. Additionally, if we have to, we could probably make it back to the surface if we leave the prawn suit behind.
Proceed with caution. A Leviathan-class creature is near.
You say that, Mr. Kersey says that. That doesn't sound great. Hey there, buddy. Okay. I see why they give us these hiding spots now. That's cool. I think I've noticed. Thanks. So helpful. Crap. Alright, I need to get back to my base. I need food. Never mind, I'm good. Great, got my food. Still gonna need food. Are you really coming for me again, dude? Okay, I need to find a place to repair. This will work. Oh, bless you. Don't be with. Have a good time, Sylvie. We're gonna punch everything. I don't need anything else down here for right now, so I think I'm gonna go back. Also, you know, the food thing.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Do you want to see what else is here? Bladderfish, I like that. Alright, I'll come back here for later. Gotta land. You say that, but it's really just us helping your blood, like, flow. Just pump it nice and good. No, it's all good, Sylvie. Oh, hello. Have ourselves a good time. Okay. Hey, buddy. I think I actually need to go this way. See, this is where I should have been probably paying attention to my my compass, but I wasn't. But I'm still pretty sure I head up this way. I probably will. But to be fair, I might be the most nutritious thing that Shadow Leviathan will ever eat. Ooh. wasted all its iron. I do not know what security breach is. What is that game? Ah, okay. Hey, buddy. Whoop. Okay, some good news. We're closer to the exit. Ooh, by a lot. Okay. It's to the northwest of Maggie's house. Oh no! Oh crap. Maggie, you live right close to 36 times in the tutorial! I too would die that many times. It's cool. Why does she live so close to the crystal zone? This woman has no fear. That's okay. That's okay. Maggie's just like, I'm gonna make friends with that shadow Leviathan. Don't y'all worry.
Calorie intake recommended.
She killed a Reaper and rode it to safety in the last game. Have to wait for it to fall. Come on. No. Gentle. My inventory is full. Dang it. There we go. She killed a lot of Reapers in the last game. And Stalkers. Hang on. She's super hardcore. I love her. I know, there were a few... Oh, hi. Thank you. There were a few pieces of titanium I could, or not titanium, but a few more copper nodes I could have gotten down there. Oh, in the first game, it's a big, big Leviathan that likes to eat you. The Leviathans are the big ocean fish. It is a lot like that red thing that tried to eat me earlier. Yeah, Chloe pointed that out to me. If Alan is there, you're safe. They're super polite. Alright, there's new base. The first game very much is if you are afraid of the open ocean, if you're afraid of the unknown, and also if you're afraid of getting sick. There's a time pressure in that game that doesn't... It's not real, but there's a time pressure in that game that doesn't seem to come across in this one. Yeah, I've been avoiding land. I read the... No, I listened to both the Mercury crew and I listened to Fred talk about worms. I'm a little terrified. I'm a little terrified to know what those worms are. Worms! I'm gonna take that for the worms. Just a little guy. Not terrifying, huh? Because everyone, like, who's reported on it has talked about how absolutely horrifying they are. And that's the in-game lore of it. I like jumping a lot in this. It makes me feel powerful.
Emergency. Starvation imminent. Seek calorie intake immediately.
I'm trying. I just gotta jump. Work my hands up and jump. Oh yeah.
Welcome aboard.
I don't think we'll get to worms today, to be quite honest. Hey. There we go. Habitat builder, number 3.
Power restored. All primary systems online.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Totally fine. Oh, I gotta remember where the sea anemones are. Maybe I don't have to. I'm gonna need a lot more gold. That's what I really need to get. See? It's a lovely, lovely tree. That's it. That's Subnautica. Lovely, lovely trees. Nothing else. Nothing bad ever happens here. The added pressure for me is that if I die, right? Because it's hardcore. Enemies hit harder, yes, but if I die, all my progress is lost. That's where a lot of the tension comes in for me. Okay. They're really not great for... Ah, they're crash fish. I don't want you. Y'all are big. Salt. Oh, do not do me any good whatsoever. Right, maybe right there. Probably
Power
the
restored.
y'all
All
for the
primary
big.
systems online.
Four. There we go. Okay. Depleted nuclear rod. You know what I might be building? Parallel processing unit. That's what I'm going to be building. I need to go look for red. No. The crash fish. The three of them became y'all. Waterproof. Advanced sea truck. There are my torpedoes. Can I go on land in my prawn suit? Because I might be very tempted. Can I punch those worms? These are the questions I want to know. I should.
Power restored. All primary systems online.
Spanish is a good quality language to learn. Well, all languages are good quality languages, but that would be very useful to learn it. Ooh. Maybe I can throw this into the recyclotron. Yes. Awesome. Now then, let's make a ladder. And what do we need? I love it. I don't have any lead. I bet you would. Clip my calm attitude towards form. They do it, and then you look like the most chill VTuber ever. Just like, oh yeah, it's a worm. That's what they do. In reality, you're just like, ah, it's a worm, it's a worm, it's a worm.
Power restored. All
Hey,
primary
Death
systems
Row, how are
online.
you? We have some fat crash fish boys here. Actually, the gel sacks might be just as good as the lantern fruit, if not better. Hey, Spooky, what's that? Oh, I understand that. I have several several friends who have ADHD. I honestly find it really amusing how, with those friends, when their brains go from one topic to the next, I find it really interesting because to me it's like, oh, cool. I get to watch in real time how somebody's mind works. Unfortunately, the rest of the world is not so kind to ADHD brains. Things like executive function and all that. So yeah, I am in Subnautica, I am in hardcore mode. I have turned it into farming simulator. That's how we do here. That is absolutely how we do here. I think for some people, I know some people who have known since they were little that they have ADHD. I know some people who they realized it as an adult. And it's a little bit harder to realize because there's a lot of masking that goes on.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I am clearly not a therapist, Sylvie Boy. I cannot tell you if you do or don't have it. But if some of the symptoms sound a little familiar, I don't know, maybe investigate and see why that could be. And maybe it's just, it's super familiar. What is it? Sometimes there are other mental tics and mental illnesses, mental disorders that are like, I don't know if I would call them not quite false friends, but very, very similar. They just happen to present a lot of similar issues, in a lot of similar ways. Plasteel ingot, please. Okay. Advanced wiring kit. Oh boy. That's fair. I understand that. I'm gonna disagree with you simply because I didn't used to have panic disorder. I always had anxiety. I always had a few other things. But almost 9 years ago, I developed panic disorder to the point where I could not function. And now I have to have, I had to have cognitive behavioral therapy for it. I had to have medicine that I'm still on for it. It very much was, I could not function. I got fired from my job. Simply because of that panic disorder. You have another streamer to get to affiliate? I'm curious, who is the streamer you got to affiliate before? We should celebrate them. I am not. I am not. Buy crash fish. Feathery Hades. Oh, cool. I'm constantly reading it. Bless. You're an absolute sweetie pie, Mr. Kersey. I don't know why I want to keep calling you McCursey. And as to Sylvie Boy, I can say it wasn't my normal because it... Call you Mr. C, okay? For me, it wasn't normal because I didn't have it before I took a job. And then I stopped functioning. And I wasn't able to... I was very much disabled. I wasn't able to work, think, anything. So even if it was normal, it was not normal for me. I just made a storage module I didn't need to make. All good. All good. I do agree with you that I wish that people who, for me, I see I hate the term disorders and disabilities. Right, I want to, I know there are some really good, like, streamers who talk about it. There are some who are not so qualified. There are some who I wish wouldn't stop talking about it because of how qualified they are. Yeah. I wish that the idea of being neurodivergent is what I'm looking for, and not what not commonplace, that it was more acceptable to be neurodivergent. And that then everyone's like, yeah, okay, this may not be normal for me, but it makes sense for somebody else. Yeah. Well, I can't say what works for you, Sylvie Boy. I can say what worked for me. I'm glad I was able to get help for myself. And you know you best. Oh, I have to go back and make the advanced one. Really? You don't know you best? I think... Mr. C, you've told me you're a wolf shark. That's all I know. You're a chill guy who happens to be... Get in. How did you escape your container? Mr. Kersey, you're a cutie pie wolf shark. Oh, fair, fair, fair. Oops, I didn't mean to eat that. But I did, so I guess here we are. Shork. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And I'm glad that you've had decent experiences in life as well. And we're gonna help Mercury figure out what he is. We can do this. He's constant attention. That seems to be accurate with all wolfy things. Sharks or no. Let's go put some more supports on. I plan to make a lot of aquariums, and making aquariums means a lot of... What's going on there? Is there reasons I can't do stuff? Okay, I can do it there, so let's do it. Make the base hole as strong as possible. I don't think I have ever seen a houseplant with both a god complex and elbows. God complex? Sure. Elbows? Sure. But together... Blowing my mind, man. Okay, there's my advanced wiring kit. Thank you. No. Now everybody knows how often I'm on the internet. I am not very on the internet. Oh no. I've just been revealed to be an old woman. No. Up. We are going to... We have the charger. Without a moon pool. You don't need one. You really don't. I think you needed it for the sea moth, but you don't need it for the sea truck. Which we've left somewhere in the great unknown. Because that's how we do here. We have nickel. We have diamond. We have one tiny egg. Let's take some of these motivational posters and like... Egg. Bladderfish. Alright. I can get some of the blueprints out of the way. Ooh, that's a nice one. I know some people do this, but I never put beds in my bases. I don't live here. Thank you, Mr. Chrissy. Thank you for helping me with the algorithm. Okay. Don't need this. We have the hydraulic fluid. Maybe it's all the Destiny 2 your friends don't show up for. Unless they showed up. Then I take it back. They're cool friends. So many research. Photo manager. Yeah. I did. I came over and you explained that you were a little lacking in the friend department. They, not in general, but just at that time, they had told you guys were gonna play Destiny 2 and then it didn't happen. Why are some of you escaping this container? Crashfish, I don't need you. Crashfish, I don't need you. Actually, can I scan you? No. Oh good, I'm glad they did. I know, I'm just wondering if I should scan them or not. Research. Fauna. Yep, I have already scanned it. I could. I know what I'm gonna use it for though. Okay, I'm going to need some of that. I definitely want to get that test override module done. Silver or gold. And so I'll need more silver. Need lead. We're gonna go to the coral area then. Just gonna take some cured peepers with us. Well, we finished the Salad Nautica, or you did. I'm trying to think of what their... It'd also be a small stream. Where? I don't know. I tend to do like Stardew Valley or very simple games. Which is where Sylvie Boy and I met was through Stardew Valley. I know there's... Fair enough.
Captain.
Fair enough. There's also Starbound.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I tend to go farming games. Harvest Moon. Traveler's Rest is one I've been playing for a bit. Remnant is also a good stream. I don't think I've played that, but it is quality. A lot of people I know really enjoy it that play it. I want to say it's probably like a first-person shooter, and I'm terrible at those. I'm not sure if that's accurate, that it is. Just... Oh, Souls-like shooter. Oh, yes, yes, yes. With... Oh, okay. Aliens. Yes, I follow. Okay. Sea monkey egg. You can go back in. Let's take this one and this one to see what they are. No, let's just do one at a time. I somehow have a recollection of... No, I'm going to be inside this. I have a recollection of somebody in Remnant being a tree. And that's it. That's what I got from that. Just like in Bloodborne, I have a recollection of somebody being an old man in a wheelchair. Accurate or not, I don't know. And there's a route you fight. That would be it. Okay. Mostly a lot of this is secondhand knowledge through watching whatever Chloe is doing at the time. I may be doing this one in hardcore mode, but she's the one who's like, yeah, I'm gonna do Remnant and also like Back for Blood on the most extreme version she can. So much peeper to salt. Okay. Gold. One of those. We're just gonna need a lot of gold, so that's what we're gonna search for. Gold and silver. Let's go ahead and unmark the batteries to kind of save up some of our space. I accidentally cooked some. That's okay. That's okay. Bye guys. You have fun. Alright. In we go. Where might there be gold? Maybe in the mining center. We do need to go there. Let's go back to the mining center. I'm sure they have something like gold. Or looking to see sea truck. What's that dock? Oh, that's not happening. Let's go. Let's go. I need to have a lot of lead. That's right. Charge up my batteries. Do it. Deep entrance, not really. Mining. Mining's what I want. I will say, Subnautica is a very, very beautiful game, and I absolutely love... I love both the environments of this and Below Zero. Really? Let's go. I'm trying to think of how much I like the soundtrack. In this new one, I think there's actually a lot more freedom with it than in the old version. Like in the old Subnautica, everything was pretty tight. In this one, it feels like different zones have Very different songs. And I don't think that's inherently bad, I just think it's a very different style. Thruster's Merc? Oh, yeah. Okay, so then we're going to go over to not robotics, but the mining. I do very much like the soundtrack. That's not to say that I don't like it. It's more of because this is the second game, I'm gonna constantly be comparing it with my experiences in the first. Hey, thank you for lurking. Thank you very much for the lurk. If you're streaming, I hope you have a good stream. Okay, mining is over here. Somewhere. There's an ancient artifact down there. Landing pad, robotics. Just gonna leave free titanium everywhere. That was gold. Excellent. No, gentle. Gentle. Still gentle. Prawn suit. Prawn suit. Gentle. Gentle. Oh my gosh, prawn suit. There we go. Good. Alright, inside we go. I wasn't able to explore this a lot last time. Mostly because we didn't have a prawn suit. Yeah, the rock rub, that's right. Okay. I don't really want to fall down there. First aid kit I will take. I didn't say anything else. No one heard anything. Oh, sealed supply crate. Ah. Okay, so I do think the idea... Whew. I do very much think the idea is you come back here once you get the prawn suit stuff. Like, that's gold. Heck yeah, I'm gonna take it.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Yep, there's a lovely lump of gold there for me. Hey, buddy. That's mine. I don't even need the ruby. I've been pretty good on ruby. Alright, there's no more ruby. Or no more gold. All that salt, I guess, is mine still. Let's see, what do I have for the next section? How much? Not much at all. Could you maybe not? I will scan you, though. Hey, buddy. Bye. Quality prawn suits. I could have used that prawn suit. Why did I have to build my own? I could have just stolen that one. Guys, what the heck? Looks like alien. Absolutely.
This site is one of some significance. Its data will assist us on our quest.
Alien statue. That's cool. Take a ruby. I feel like I'm really happy with what I've got so far. Hello? Oh, there's another one. Oh, they're big. I will let the salt go. I would like... I'm pretty sure those are the... There are 3 of them. I only need 2. Pretty sure those are the rock. Rock punchers. Okay, there's where I leave. I'm pretty sure those are the rock punchers. I don't really have much space for too much else. Go, buddy. You're free. Goodbye. Disappear forever. Like, just going up. Are you coming back? Good. Definitely need more lead. Oh, there's another drilling arm. Okay. I did not get this deep for good reason. Okay. like more gold. I'm more exploring now. I think I'm good on gold. I think I'm good on silver, but if that changes, right, I can come back. Ooh, that's a lot of ore. A nice, good, solid ore vein for me. This looks like diamond. Yep. A lot of titanium. More copper, okay. This is where it would have helped me to have a truck, I see. I'm trying to be... If I had a truck, I could easily come in and bring things back to and fro. Was there an alien artifact? Somewhere. No, that must have been it. I'm not seeing on any part of my screen. Absolutely must have been it. Thermal plant, okay. Okay. Not so deep as I thought at first. I thought that just went straight into the unknown. Okay. I also appreciate that kyanite is much easier to get. I can't say I'm thrilled about the crystal zone at all. But hey. I have silver, I have so much gold, I can probably go grab some table coral. Get out of here. Nope, not gonna get out of here. Gonna be sad. Ah, that's where I get out. Okay, just wait for it to fall, wait for it to fall. I don't need to look at the... I will need my robotics, but I don't need to look at the... What's this? I don't think I need to look at the Mercury thrusters. Definitely not Pina Colada. I don't think I need to look at mining just yet. Yeah, it does want that. Okay, the alien artifact is in that direction, I think. lead. Arctic ray. Oh, that's what those were. Okay. Awesome. Just hatching all sorts of new things, because why not? It's going, it's going. We are looking for... I don't need quartz. We're looking for lead, mostly. Oh? What's the song? I will have to... I'm not familiar, so I'll have to listen to that later. Base is absolutely fun. That's a shelf. Okay. Have a good stream. I like copper. Still not really the lead I need, but you know, makes me very rich. Okay. Ah, yes, microbes, yes. So good, so good. Blinky base is right over there, so let's go. Yes, please. We need at least 3 pieces of lead, if not more. Salt. Okay. Table coral's good.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Heck yeah! Just need a few more lead. Hey. Didn't want titanium. That's alright. That's alright. Mostly, if I head to Blinky Base, my hopes is that I will have some free space. I'm gonna need some wiring kits. I am also looking to get that power thing set up. So... let's head there. Yeah, 3. Now I can have a nuclear reactor for all those nuclear mods I've got. Alright, and there's the sea truck. You know, parked as it is. Silver, please. No, no! I made a mistake. I can't park, I can't park, I can't park. We'll take all those Arctic peeper. Alright, I'm out of the sea truck.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Empty featherfish. I think that got preserved forever. Let's go ahead. Parallel processing unit. I want that. Okay. What do I need for that? Titanium lead. I need more lead. Always more lead. Always. I think... titanium. Copper wire. Cured featherfish. I should easily be able to eat that featherfish, but get one more piece of lead while I'm here. Hey. There we go. Alright, back to the other base then. Storage has no room. I do. I'm storage. Let's go. Let's go. To the moon pool. Oh, gotta charge up first. Okay. There we go.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Yup. Look at the little baby. So tiny. Tiny baby fish. There we go. What do I need? Oh gosh, that's right. I'm gonna need a lot. First things first. Habitat builder. Let's finish this since we've got it. Copper wire. Lithium. It's a lot of power cells. Alright, I'm getting a little confused by what we've got and don't have there, so get rid of that. Test override. I want titanium. That's it. I'll need that. Easy enough to get. Alright, back we go. Test override. That's exactly what I want. Let's go to voice log. Disable the satellite tower, right. I'm just gonna go ahead, scan through these real quick to get them out of the log. I also like the implication, looking back through this with Potato, that Potato, even though it doesn't say it outright, the odds are that Potato has passed away. There's also the option that Potato, might live happily with someone else. And that's, I think, the one I'm gonna go with, even though I think that passed away is the correct one. I refuse. I'm gonna just believe what makes me feel happy inside. Okay, we've seen these. Yeah. Fish being fish. I can go ahead and get rid of that. I have. Oof. Good. Good, good, good. That's what I want to see. Don't really have any more titanium. That matters. That one's fine. Good. What do I have here? Do I... Oh, I just grabbed 3? No, 4. Pretty sure I did. Let's charge. That's exactly what I wanted. Charge. I love it. I'm never gonna have too many things. Back to the prawn suit. Let's go. 1, 2. I've got my 3. Yeah, I didn't think so. And then where's my little nuclear reaction waste box? Oh, I need more lead. Yeah, it's just gonna stay, I guess, with everything else. And nothing else. Okay. The tablets are okay, but I don't think I'm going to need that given how much water I've got right now. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm planning out loud. I wish I knew what the snow fox takes. I don't. So I'm either going to have to be stuck with power cells or batteries. The sound design in this game is awesome. And even if the soundtrack doesn't hit me the same way that the first Subnautica does, as I was trying to say earlier, I still really do like it. And I think the stark differences... Hi, Cass! How are you? Hi. The stark differences make it easier to remember what I was doing when something happened. Hi. Are you about to go to sleep, Cass? Oh, that's a lot suddenly. I don't think I've ever turned one on before. But that's not what I meant to say. Chilling with anime is fine. Absolutely good quality time. I've been doing all right. I've been showing off a few things to people, which has been fun. Getting stuff done in this game. Earlier, we discussed about, it was unclear if my neighbor had fallen or not, so a bunch of us got together to help figure out if that was the case or not, and luckily it was not the case. What's the item? I need lithium. Oh, nice. You had said that you were streaming that earlier. Or watching it with friends last time, I think. Like, it was a watch party. Dang. Also want to get the hovercraft thing. Oh, I bet you it's at the... But I know where it is. Okay, we'll wait. We've got another silver. We can go ahead and save for a little bit. Let's put the silver here. That is all right. You don't need to apologize for that. I appreciate you just being here for a little bit. Some power cells can go in here. No! I fell down, no!
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. I don't really want the batteries so much right now. I got some that are charging. Nuclear sound is annoying though. Ooh. I don't have enough for a titanium ingot, which is sad. I do have enough to put up another storage container if I haven't already. Is there one in here? Nope. That's just a temporary one for the extra gold. Water tablets I really don't think I'll need. I do need to go grab peepers. Maybe some Arctic rays. Throw them in a storage locker. Hey, buddy. Aw, they're so pretty though. Inventory's full. Yep, great place for Arctic rays to be. Just right in there. Give me my delicious, delicious, delicious peeper. At some point, I am gonna want like these big interior modules. I want these big grow beds. Right, like those, oh, marble Chinese potatoes. They were at the lily pad site, that's right. It's a lot of food. But I also remember seeing those peppers. The chili peppers, I think, at the robotics station, so I want to be super sure. Let's go ahead. I'm curious about... this egg. Let's hatch this one and see what it is. How many more salt? 2 salt. Do we have 2 peepers? Yep, we're good. Okay. A lot of good stuff here. Let's go ahead and leave the table coral sample behind. Take another power cell with us. The batteries are almost charged. I can wait a little. This is okay for water. Nope, water still has progress. Then what here? I'll get rid of the gold. I'm glad it's got 2 extra batteries, even though I don't think I need them. Absolutely. We will need silver and titanium. Titanium, I can easily get silver. I need to go back and get some. There's the titanium right there. I think the silver I put in here. Yep. So I need to find one more. Okay. And if the lantern fruit's just gonna go ahead and give me water, then I'm gonna eat a lot of it. It's not. It's not. Dang it. Well, we did our best. Let's go to Delta Station Dock. Let's go, let's go, let's go. If we find any silver along the way, we'll take it. It's not silver, but I'll take it. I need to get that, no, come back, titanium! I need to get that second room done so I can have more aquariums. So much I can have. So much I can have now. Whee! I wonder if in that Shadow Leviathan area is one of Alan's body parts. I don't see... everything with Altera seems to be above ground, mostly. Save for that weird Omega place. To Craig. Yeah, alright. We got that figured out. We're gonna have ourselves a good time. Gonna blow up a whole good tower. Yeah. Where is it? Where's the Delta Station dock? Heck yeah, let's go. Ooh, we might get some lead. No, that's okay. Silver's worth it. Where did it go? Over there. Let's go. Meow. Delta Station, let's go. We are here to have ourselves a fun time. Quartz. Yep. And for the habitat builder, there's not much. There's a PDA. Please. I want a PDA. Please. Please. The PDA.
Fred, I'm not blaming you. But what do you mean it's gone? Where did it go?
Where do you think the sea truck
Found
went?
some trouble somewhere in the deep twisty bridges and decided to jettison modules?
Yeah, I had to jettison a module. I got free, went back for it. It was just gone.
And you think someone stole it?
Or something. I didn't lose it, that's for sure. I'm careful with my tools.
Yeah.
I'm sure you are, but you have to admit there have been a lot of sea truck accidents, and they're rather expensive.
You wanna follow me on a few runs tomorrow? See what it's like? Conditions are way harsher than anything I ever imagined. I don't know if you could really understand it from inside your base.
That won't be necessary. Thanks for your time. I'll write it up as an accident.
That's right. That's right. You get a shrub nut. Okay, so I plant those? We're gonna find out. Okay, I want to get to the tower, which is above me. This is not the way to the tower. I am good at finding things. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Injure my person. That's not what I wanted to do. Just need to get to the top of the tower, please. Okay. I don't think this has helped me any. But I do like this implication that someone has stolen part of a sea truck module. Who could it be? I'm honestly going with Sam as doing all of the sabotaging because I don't... It's not Alan. Right? Yeah, let's go. Climb. Okay. Hey. Test override module.
Great. Now back to the terminal.
I guess the other option is jump it. Honestly, the other option is Marguerite.
Do it.
That's okay, Mr. C. Absolutely fine, McCursey.
Yes. Satellite is down.
I am impressed. That was most resourceful.
I think it's Sam, even though I know Marguerite is around. It's like, oh, Marguerite could have done... Nah. Nah. Sam's so suspicious of everything, I really think. I would honestly put it more on her than Marguerite at this point.
All right, Altera. You win
Hey,
this
yeah.
round. Come find me at my greenhouse. I'm about a kilometer east of your position up on an iceberg. I have a present for you.
I'll come by if I have time.
Sure, whatever. If you have time for me in your busy social calendar.
Alan, what? Alan's with me. Maybe that's who I was referring to. Where is my... There's my prawn suit. Run. Okay, but a kilometer east. And it's on land, so that's good to note.